going on, everybody? This is Ryan in North Carolina, coming to you from uptown Charlotte. We're at Trade and Tryon. Large group of protesters coming up Trade Street to Tryon. Coming into the city tonight, walking from where I had parked, there was a very heavy presence of police in the city tonight. The protesters are moving north on Tryon Street, getting some fists from the bike patrol here, from one of the protesters.
Yeah, cross straight over.
Thank you.
If anybody starts to fall out, let us know so we can get him an ambulance. Thank you. What's your number? Your badge. I'm 514. Thank you, sir. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I checked my ears before I backed up.
Wow.
Yeah, just right inside there.
Right on. Looks like the tail end of the group getting followed by a group of bicycles.
Y'all literally watching them stop somebody unlawfully. We had a police brutality.
So they got everybody out of the back of the pickup truck, and it seems like the officers just waiting for the majority of the group of people to go through, letting them travel on behind. The police officers at this intersection were amazingly friendly to every single person walking by.
They're going to meet up with us.
Well, we can't leave them.
All right, turn on my chat, see if this thing's going here. Yes, we are live. Hey, Polly. Hey, baby, how you doing? We are on North Tryon Street, traveling north. Pretty warm out here tonight. Almost 80 degrees. Good sized group of people marching tonight. My first guess would be a couple hundred, 300, 400 maybe altogether. Here, as I was coming into the city, I did see a couple large groups scattered about that definitely weren't part of this group because they came up from a completely different direction. So that was a bit of a different start to the night. Seems each night I come in and go live, we seem to have a bit of a confrontation, and that one was very smooth between both sides. Everybody was very nice to each other.
Turn it around and go down the block and come back around again. It's a little bit too
Danny, hey Danny, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you in here. Rebecca, hey Rebecca Rage, how you doing, darling? My Texas friends in the house. Trying to get to the front of the group here to give you all a good idea of what we've got together here tonight. The group's walking at a steady pace north on Tryon Street past to the Discovery Place. Turning down East 7th Street from Tryon. Pretty mellow group tonight. Not much chanting or anything. People just hanging out and talking amongst each other. Got bird in the air. No spotlight on us tonight. I don't know if that's the police or the news. Coming up on Spirit Square, everybody is cutting through the square here. Got people on bikes handing out water. Hundreds of people in this group here. Large group of people here tonight. Large group. This is usually how the night begins. Large groups coming up from different demonstrations at the parks, down at the government center, different areas throughout the city coming together, and then marching into the evening and at night. Then usually they tend to get broken up. Hundreds of people in this group here. I mean, we've got to have 500 people all together. It goes for blocks and blocks and blocks. This is amazing. This is the most people I've seen marching here yet. It goes for blocks. They're all the way up to at least to the epicenter. 2 blocks ahead of me, the street is full of people, and another 2 blocks behind me.
No peace! Justice! 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 No peace! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
I'm amazed how fast this group of people grew. It tripled in size within a matter of 5 minutes. I don't know where they all came from. This is an amazingly large group of people here in Uptown Charlotte. They're confronting a line of police right now. Let me see. And the police are moving out of the way of the protest. The front of the protest is almost running. It's hard to keep up with them. It was almost like they made a charge towards the intersection. The police have retreated down Trade Street past the Ritz-Carlton and the epicenter, and the group continues on South College. Massive amount of people here tonight. Massive amount of people here tonight. It goes for blocks. There's 3 blocks full of people, chest to chest. Sidewalk to sidewalk, filling the street. This is amazing. Passing the epicenter, what seems to be the headquarters for the riot police, who are standing guard back about 40 yards. No confrontation at all whatsoever with this protest. After what happened here last night, it seems like the police are giving them the run of the town. I would imagine that would be the case until We have police are walking in the middle of the protest with the protesters.
George Floyd! George Floyd!
The excitement in the air here is fantastic.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No racist! Police! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No peace!
Stop moving because we need to get everybody organized. We need to get everybody organized, so stay tight. Everybody needs to get organized. So we are not moving to the right.
What's up? Hey, I told you it was Cass.
Open street ahead. The police presence is definitely around. They're cruising around the neighborhood on their motorcycles, keeping track of what's going on. As long as the crowd doesn't start breaking shit, I don't think we're gonna have a problem tonight. I think they're just gonna let these guys do their thing tonight after what went down here last night. I'm sure tensions are high. Things were tried to... I got a lot of people coming down on me. This is gonna be something else here for you.
They trying to stop us. They see how powerful we are together. Don't let them bring us home. Black lives matter. 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 Hands up.
Passing the Charlotte Transit Center here. The entire protest still extends up the street to College. They're still coming around the corner. There's a group of Charlotte police on mountain bike a block ahead. They have patrol cars blocking off the street 2 blocks ahead.
Who else got a mic? Who else got a mic? I got one. You ready?
Everyone's taking a knee.
And if it's clean, you can't give us answers. you won't ride the fucking bus. And sooner or later, we'll shut down shit by bringing back.
still have one of the higher ranking Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officers walking with a group of protesters. I recognize him, but I can't tell you who he is. Can't remember his name. Sorry.
And then they had the nerve when you pass by now to see where I'm at.
Shoot right there.
That's right. Stop. Nope. That's what's up.
Black Lives Matter. Be careful.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Extremely large group of people here tonight in uptown Charlotte, gathering down at the government center now. The group has come to a halt at the intersection. What's happening, everybody? Thanks for checking in tonight. Uptown Charlotte, North Carolina. I want to give a big shout out to Dabu7, killing it over on DLive, showing everybody what's happening here in Charlotte, as well as many other cities across the country. Things remain pretty calm here in Charlotte compared to what's going on elsewhere. There was quite an incident last night that caused an internal investigation on the Mecklenburg Police Department. The riot police corralled the protesters into basically a dead-end situation and used chemical munitions on the crowd from above, which is not allowed. Pepper balls, black balls, CS canisters, flashbangs, all that kind of stuff rained down from above. So the police seem to have a much different attitude tonight towards the crowd. When they did come in contact with the police earlier tonight at Tryon, it was all fists. Everybody's pumping fists, cordial, saying how's it going, real nice. There's no police presence around this protest right now.
You're moving too slow for me. I need y'all to speed the fuck up.
Why do you guys
I've been out here.
Okay, my bad. Sorry. Didn't mean to question you.
Your excuses don't do it again.
Oh, fuck off.
Just because you missed it.
Oh my god.
Then block, bro.
No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace!
All right, so there's a group of motorcycle police at South McDowell Street here waiting for the group to approach. And they're shining their lights straight down here as a sign, I would imagine, to say, we're here. This is a massive group of people coming down the road here as they continue. They've all joined arms together and are singing in unison. The police are still at the intersection of South McDowell Street, shining their lights towards the protesters.
This is what democracy is! Keep your hands up! Bring your hands up! Agitate! Bring your hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
They have the other side of the intersection blocked so that they can't cross over out of uptown Charlotte. They have two choices, to go south on McDowell or north on McDowell. Motorcycle brigade and a mountain bike brigade. Calling out people in the crowd, police pointing and calling them out.
That's all you make
This is quite the scene here on South McDowell Street in uptown Charlotte. Sorry.
This is what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! I need y'all to listen up real fast, on God. Yo, I need y'all to listen up real quick. Listen. On God, these things, listen, I need this. Go. Take the knee! Understand them, don't agitate it, bro. We be good, the whole time.
Give me a second, y'all. I gotta switch my battery out in my camera here. Helicopters still monitoring the group from above.
Anybody to get hurt by these police? So let's go this way. They're already setting up now. Don't waste your time with these police.
Police have traffic stopped a couple blocks north on McDowell Street, preventing traffic from coming down. A little bit of traffic has gotten jammed up here, coming out of the city on 3rd Street. I see a large presence of Riot police. Got the whole brigade is on South McDowell Street. Multiple full-size white pickup trucks with the back beds loaded full of troops. A third one had a trailer with some kind of equipment on it, and it looked like a black van behind that. They traveled south on McDowell Street away from the direction that the protest is moving. Right now we're at the back of the protest. There's still a group of people holding fast with the line of bicycle police, but most people are heading north on South McDowell. People are trying to get through past the police over here, it seems. I just saw fireworks thrown. It didn't blow up. Someone threw fireworks about 10 feet in front of me, came down. It didn't detonate. Just as she's not happy about it. That was close. That was really close. So as the brigade of bicycle police retreated quickly away from the group of people that were trying to break through them, someone threw a mortar shell that never exploded. And the people continue down 3rd Street out of the city into Midtown area, and I see objects being thrown at the line of police that have formed in front of them.
this shit. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. If you're not gonna be peaceful, go home. Be peaceful.
Water bottles and fireworks now being thrown at the line of bicycle police that advance down 3rd Street towards 277. We do have a interstate exchange here, 277. There's a bridge that goes over 3rd Street right past this line of police that are now being confronted.
Well, y'all checked this yesterday. Y'all kids will know that y'all on the wrong side of history. Y'all kids will know that y'all changed y'all badge for humanity. Y'all kids don't know. I swear to God, y'all kids will be out here with us in 20 years. Protesting against y'all motherfuckers. Y'all kids don't know that y'all on the wrong side of history.
Come on, y'all. This is a peaceful protest. To the right. Let's go. Let's go. Do not give them a reason. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody to the right.
A lot of people in the crowd trying to defuse the situation of primarily an assault on that police line.
I know the FBI, but it's not worth it. I know the FBI. It's gonna fuck them up. You're not.
Somebody else is going to
Keep it pushing.
Fucking right. Go. Yo, everybody go to the right and move.
So everybody's kind of held fast here. We're at a parking lot entrance to 301 South McDowell Street, where the 3rd Street goes under 277. That's one thing that the police do not want the protesters doing, is getting access up onto 277.
Which way we gonna go? Which way you wanna go? Come on. Go to the street. Don't listen to this guy.
We let them get ahead of us. That's why we lose. This right here's a loss.
And the riot police has arrived from behind, and people are running.
Don't throw.
Don't throw! Oh my God! Oh shit! Fireworks are being
Peaceful.
fireworks are being thrown at them. People are running down. And they're all dismounted. People are scattering in different directions. People are going into parking garages. People are down in parking lots. The riot police is dismounted from their trucks.
Let it go.
Hold on, folks. This is usually where the shit goes hairy. We got more backups coming in here. This has been about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 truckloads of riot police have just showed up at the scene. They are holding fast at 277 here. And the Riot police just rushed forward about 20 feet and stopped directly behind the mountain bike police.
They sending it! Goggles on!
All right, this is where the goggles go on. We got motorcycle police this way. The crowd is moving backwards. A lot of people are running away from the scene, and the police are just holding fast. I don't think the police are going to do anything to this crowd here tonight other than make an extremely huge sign of force instead of using it, unless they have to. That's my feeling here tonight. How's my stream looking? I got a lot of TV cameras around me. Somebody let me know how my stream's looking.
A whole lot of bitches! So it could be you, or it could be Chappelle. It could be my dad. It could be anybody. Fuck that!
This is Ryan in North Carolina, checking in uptown Charlotte. We're on 3rd Street, just east of McDowell Street. We've had a large confrontation of Riot police and the protesters here for the first time tonight. I want to thank you all for checking in, seeing what's going on here in the Queen City. I'm going to give a big shout out to my man Dabu7 over on D-Live, showing everybody what's happening here. The action is thick tonight. Wish I could have you here with me, Dabu. You'd be loving it, buddy. Got to get you on the streets down here in Charlotte. They're just holding fast so that the protesters can't proceed forward towards Interstate 277. There's a group behind the line that look like they're preparing to come into the crowd.
up this city. Because they've been sleeping on black folks all our lives. Waiting to see us.
It's a lot easier for them to control vehicles on the street and just allow protesters.
We right here at like we got
We want to stay together. Let's just go back where everybody's going. Let's stay together. It's hot, bro. Hey, let's stay together. Let's stay together.
Y'all move back. I don't want nothing to happen to y'all. You know they're gonna try to beat you with a silly club. You know they are. He's ready. I'll tell your ass. Hurry up!
None of them gave the order. Who gave the order to shoot on caged people last night? You are lying. You're walking with us.
The chief of police just said he did not give an order and he doesn't even know who did the gas and protesters last night.
So who's getting fired?
We need to order for people to know what the fuck is going on in their department.
But you weren't listening to anybody else yesterday. Any other day when people didn't work. Exactly. The people have to tell you to get out of the way. So, who gave the order? I know you're lying because you've been here with us every day.
Hey, he probably gave the damn orders. What probably happened. That's why he's been walking around with the walkie. He's a captain.
So what's going on now?
We need to vote all these motherfuckers out. How you want the police? What's the call?
So everybody is running away from the group as they throw water bottles back. Oh shit, fireworks. God damn it. Looks like it was a smoke. Everybody's running away from the group and the pepper balls are going. Shooting the pepper balls. The group retreated a good 100 yards back. Quite the confrontation there. All of a sudden everybody started running and then people started throwing stuff. Water bottles and fireworks. More fireworks.
These shitty fireworks! Couldn't even go to South Carolina?
So this guy's making fun of whoever threw that, because that's garbage fireworks. You can buy that here in North Carolina. They didn't even take the time to go across the border. Police are demanding the crowd to move back. They've come in contact with a line of cars, seeming to back up. 3rd Street here, back towards McDowell. So we had a number of devices deployed on us. They were throwing flashbangs and spraying the crowd with the pepper ball, paint guns. The crowd has retreated back to the intersection of South McDowell Street. They seem to be waiting there for the police who are advancing forward. A lot of people took off into the parking lot over here. A lot of people went up over into this parking garage here who are being dealt with. There's police on motorcycle up here chasing people around up in that parking garage.
You little pussy!
The crowd is holding fast at South McDowell and 3rd Street. Seems like a lot of them are starting to walk north on McDowell, while the police are dealing with a group of individuals here. Oh. There's a group of a couple hundred people here on South McDowell. 200-300 people at least, minimum. That's only what I can see to my left. I'm not even looking to my right now. I'm just looking at my left. There's a bunch of people running north on South McDowell, coming back up to join with the crowd that came down that parking lot I was showing you, and the pepper balls are being deployed somewhere. Yeah, you hear that? Down into that. There's a large group coming up this way that retreated to the parking lot of 301 South McDowell Street. We're regrouping here. A lot of traffic coming down the street from 3rd here at the intersection.
Boost it, boost it, do it, do it. There you go. Oh, where he at? Oh, where's he at?
Y'all wrap it up and we flush out this set it off, thank God. Set it off, set it off. Set it off. Hey, thank you.
He just said keep moving back until. So here we are. We're gonna just. I'm trying to remember the name that they use when they start really.
It looks like the majority of the group is now moving north on McDowell Street. So now that the riot police have arrived, they're telling the crowd where to go instead of the crowd telling the bicycle cops where to go. Situation changed very quickly when they showed up. About 8 truckloads minimum. There were some diversionary tactics deployed after objects were thrown, some fireworks and some bottles of water. It diffused pretty quickly as the group of people ran away from the riot police. Large cheers coming from, and everyone is running north. Large cheers coming from around the corner where the massive group of people have gone, and everybody is going that way. So we're gonna go see what's happening up there. There are loud cheers going on. They're taking a flag down. And down comes the North Carolina state flag.
Come on. Hey, we gotta stay together, bro. Come on, we really gotta stay together. Realize shit. We're gonna try to sit down and chill out. We are here at the Government Center, the courthouse, the jail, where the mayor's office is, the sheriff's department, Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Headquarters, and they have taken down the U.S. flag, the North Carolina state flag, and the city of Charlotte flag are all down, and the crowd is trying to burn the flags.
while all the protesters are demanding them not to. It's quite the scene here in Uptown Charlotte tonight. We have protesters on protesters here now.
They're coming! Yo, fuck the flag, they're coming! Go, they're coming!
And the crowd disperses the area of the flagpoles as that massive police presence at 3rd and McDowell advances down to 4th and McDowell. They waited quite a while to come down and see what was happening with all the noise.
Keep moving, keep moving.
And the entire crowd is now marching back up 4th Street, heading back into Uptown. Quite exciting. Quite the excitement here in Uptown Charlotte tonight.
Water! Anybody need a water?
Everything up here. Come on, I know y'all need some water. Y'all thirsty over there. I know y'all thirsty over there. Y'all thirsty in the cars. Y'all thirsty in the cars.
Looks like some protesters are
Y'all thirsty in the cars.
confronting the riot police that are stationed down at South McDowell as they burn an American flag.
Whatever y'all do, don't fuck with this damn jail. The sheriff is the only one that ain't got them goddamn riot police out.
Water, please drink them. Do not chuck them.
Tired.
Massive group of people here.
My sister too.
Probably 400, 500 strong. Moving into Center City, past the jail, past the government center. Coming up towards the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Headquarters, where the protest pretty much ended last night on the doorstep. About 50 protesters there around 3:30 in the morning, just sitting around, eating snacks.
2097.
If you do not already have the jail support number, please get it. If you are
Get the number.
we will be able to get you out. Please write the number on your hand.
All right, y'all make sure you get water and snacks when you get back out there.
We have somebody dropping off supplies.
This is the care station they had set up here yesterday. Drinks, snacks, medical aid.
This is kind of the drop off.
This is one of our local Charlotte news magazine style reporters. For the life of me, the name of their publication is escaping me. Charlotte Nerve, something like that. He's been here every night. He was involved in the incident last night where the protesters were corralled and pepper sprayed and maced and flash banged from above parking garages. Quite a nice little care station that they've got set up here all kinds of snacks and drinks. Plenty for everyone to go around. Cereal bars and whatnot. This here is the sheriff's department. Typically there's a few hanging out in here watching what's going on. We'll go say hi to them. They're getting paid to enjoy the show, and they're all taking off. Yeah. So apparently they don't want to be seen. And we've got the police crew on bikes advancing up towards the group, who seems to be moving north. Not necessarily north, actually that's west on 4th Street towards Center City.
We got Sharpies at the table if you want to write it down. I just bought
it. The police are hanging out down the street. Looks like they've got maybe one unit of riot police with a unit of bike patrol. And everybody's wandering on up into the city. Seems like the group has lost some organization here. So I would say probably about 300 or 400 people have left that area, moving towards Center City. Hey, Mad Jeeper, what's going on? OBL, what's up, buddy? Good to see y'all in here. J Bird. Asteroid coming the size of the Empire State Building. Yeah, of course it is. It's twice the size. Nice breeze here. 78 degrees in Uptown tonight. It was a gorgeous day today. It was like 90 degrees, I think. See a group of people moving past the Federal Reserve towards the mass transit station. This group of people back here starting to chant at the police line. So I think what's happening here is there's going to be a regrouping up in Center City. This is Ryan in North Carolina. Roaming the streets of uptown Charlotte. Wednesday night, night 4 of the protests here. I want to thank everybody for coming in and watching. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up if you choose. Got my girl Polly in the chat watching over. Saw a couple of my other folks in there, Danny. Want to give a shout out to Dabu 7, holding it live on D Live, mirroring the stream for me. Appreciate it, my man. Showing the people what's going on out here in the city. I can only imagine what's happening in the rest of the world. Seems pretty mellow here in Charlotte tonight. A couple confrontations with the Riot police. Haven't really led to much. Some crowd dispersion tactics were deployed, and the crowd dispersed. They regrouped. If you're just coming in and missed what happened a little while ago, they approached the Charlotte Government Center and tore down the American flag, the North Carolina state flag, and the City of Charlotte flag. A couple of protesters attempted burning the flags, and some fights ensued between the protesters who didn't want the flag burned and who did. And that's pretty much when the event was dispersed by the police, who had held fast for quite a while with the amount of ruckus that was coming from around the corner. I would imagine they probably had some sort of knowledge of what was going on there. Eyes in the sky, eyes in the crowd, whatnot. So they didn't advance until quite a while after the tearing down of the flags. Now everybody's moving up 4th Street past the epicenter. I'm going to try to move a little bit faster here and meet up. It's a massive amount of people up ahead of me at the epicenter. We're coming towards the area where last night the protesters were corralled in between Tryon Street and College Street on 4th Street, where there really isn't much egress from the area. You have an alleyway, a really tight alleyway. It's a long alleyway, and then there's a parking garage on the other side that had a gate pulled down over it, so people had to pull it up to barely be able to get under. So anyways, basically they got corralled in there, marching up 4th Street with Riot police coming behind them, not knowing that Riot police were going to come across Tryon and block them off. And then had diversionary tactics deployed on them from above. Flashbangs and bang balls, CS canisters, and the pepper paintballs, which apparently is like against their regulation. You can't shoot from above. Now you can go around the city and see there pretty much isn't anywhere that you don't see the pepper balls on the ground. It's everywhere. They're everywhere. But there's some areas where you can see, obviously, the police were in elevated areas shooting down on the protesters, like, for instance, the light rail. Passing the transit center, which is gated off, but it looks like there's buses in here tonight. There's people in here. It was completely vacant last night. So we're gonna get up to that crowd, folks. Give me just a second here. This is the loading dock entrance for the epicenter, and that's where you see 2 city buses standing by, because this is where I believe they're keeping the majority of the riot police, bike police, motorcycle police, just because it's such a centrally located area in Center City here that if anything happened at any time, day or night, them being here, stationed in the hotel that is here, they can deploy at any given moment and be anywhere in Center City within 3 to 5 minutes. this is where that incident happened. And the amount of pepper on the ground here is amazing. This is where they got boxed in here. Yeah. Not much going on north on College. Stragglers coming up 4th Street. The group turned down College, heading south. Traffic on the streets through Uptown tonight. Loud in the air. Loud helicopter in the air. Up above. Still monitoring. It's hot out here. Nice breeze at least. Does blow up the pepper into your eyes. Lots of damage to the windows in Uptown Charlotte. 4th night protests here. I just saw a large amount of motorcycle police come up the intersection of South College and Martin Luther King. They're blocking the intersection. This is where a large group of protesters are. There's traffic. I imagine the motorcycle police came in to block the traffic from getting into where the protesters are. So this is at Martin Luther King and South College Street. As we come into Center City from the Government Center area, protest probably about 400 in strength, still roaming the streets of Charlotte.
They want to be in absolute control. They lost it, already lost it, been lost it. Y'all don't run shit no more.
This is still by far the largest group of protesters that I've been with remaining through the night here. It's almost midnight, and we've got a group probably 400, 500 strong. They're a little bit broken up right now. There's a large group up ahead of me working their way towards Bearden Park. The protesters are crossing Tryon Street while traffic's still driving through Uptown here. Quite a bit of traffic in the city tonight.
Trash, got any trash? Give it to me. Let's keep our city clean, everybody.
Charlotte is one of the cleanest cities I've ever been in. I've been in a lot of them across this country, and I got to give them credit. They do a hell of a job cleaning this place up. Each night after the protests, and everybody seems to pack it up and go home, I've walked through the streets here, taking pictures, and looking at the damage, and picking up souvenirs. Wow, there's a lot of people up here. This is a trip. But anyways, I've been, I do a couple blocks, pattern 8, looking for stuff. And they've got street sweepers out, garbage trucks, people out picking up all the stuff, sweeping up the broken glass, cleaning. I mean, it wasn't even 4 o'clock in the morning. They had probably 200 workers out here cleaning everything up. They didn't even wait till the next day. We're at Martin Luther King and South Church Street. Large gathering people here. From my vantage point, I don't see any presence of police whatsoever. Looking east on Martin Luther King, there's nothing. Looking south on Church, there's nothing. West, nothing. North, passenger cars coming through. The crowd is moving south again.
What's up, man? Good to see you again. You're Olivia's dad.
What's happening?
Right on, back at it, huh?
How long you been out here tonight?
About 8.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Stay safe.
Lots of boarded up windows, mellow mushroom pizza. Got some restaurants and markets over here. Some broken windows been boarded up. Traffic driving along with the back of the pack here. I'm gonna work my way up through. Alright, so now we've got a police presence south of us on Church Street, about 2 blocks down.
They going that way. They got their ass.
You can see the police presence 1 block south of us, shining their lights directly towards the crowd to make sure they're aware of their presence. That way leads directly towards Interstate 277. 277 is a belt loop that goes in a circle around Center City, and that is one thing that they do not want the protesters approaching. And they defend it fiercely, as we saw the other night. And there goes the rodeo of motorcycles, leaving the bicycles behind. So they're going to meet them up on Tryon Street. There's a large group of people amassed. So again, got half a dozen cars traveling along with the group here tonight, playing music, cheering them on, giving them support. Apparently, they don't want to walk with everybody. Hey, but they're here, right? All right, they're here. That's what matters. Right? There you go.
Nigga, we fucked up. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright.
So we've got a good 300-400, maybe even more, moving north on Tryon. It's a fantastically large show out tonight. Passing 400 South Tryon to Duke Corporate Tower. The front of the group crossing over Martin Luther King.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Dob. Remember what I was telling you? We have traffic coming towards a massive group of people. They're turning around now. We've got a couple bicyclists at the front of the group. Let's see if the protest lets the traffic turn around. She better hurry up because they're coming. Obviously frustrated she can't get through where she wants to, and now she's opening her window.
She said, I'm down here.
Crossing 3rd Street on Tryon. Good sized group of people here.
Walk down Brevard towards Ford.
So this is about the back of the group here, coming up South Tryon towards Trade Street, where the Bank of America corporate tower is. Had quite the altercation up there the other night with the police. Large group of people here tonight, as you can see.
I see blue lights. Fuck them niggas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I gotta tell you, it's an amazing feeling being out here in the middle of this. It's a hell of a lot different than watching it on a screen. You can feel the energy in the air, the emotion. We got a good police presence showing up at the back of the pack. Coming up to the intersection of Trade and Tryon Street here.
The police are coming up on the people behind us. Stop walking so fast, turn around. Because if you don't, that's how they will get us. They will split us up into groups and then tear gas us all. Stop splitting up.
Large police presence coming up behind the crowd on Tryon Street.
Taylor, facts. Martin Luther King.
So there's a large police presence coming down, skidding out. Oh my God, they're chasing a car.
Stay together. Go, Roy, stay together.
Wow, there's a high-speed pursuit through Uptown, down East Trade Street. Get out of the way! Get out of the way! This was a high-speed pursuit through Uptown Charlotte. The police were chasing a car coming across Tryon, and the people have blocked the pursuit. Holy shit! unreal. Unbelievable. Never in my life did I think I would see such a thing happen here in Uptown Charlotte tonight. Wow. What a trip. Some people want to head down Trade Street, the direction of the high-speed pursuit. Most of the group proceeded north on Tryon Street, where there's a blockade of police a block ahead. That was one hell of a situation right there, folks. I'll tell you what, I can't imagine what would have happened right there if there was a presence of riot police. It's amazing how things work out in life sometimes. That was unbelievable.
Gotta stay together no matter what.
The niggas get close, I'm gonna do it to one of them niggas.
Wow.
Well, the best ball. One ball turned around.
I'd rather get shot with 100 people than 5.
Massive crowd here still. A lot of people headed down East Trade Street, but a much, much, much larger group heading north on Tryon. I would give it 400 people. If not more. Quite the excitement here at Trade and Tryon here in Uptown Charlotte tonight. This is Ryan in North Carolina. Thanks for checking in, y'all. Appreciate everybody coming to see what's happening in the Queen City. See, give me a second to look in the chat here, see if it's even working. Yeah, it looks like we're... What's happening, folks? Thanks for coming in. I want to give a shout out to Dabu7, my man over on D-Live. How you doing?
Nope.
Today we got word that the RNC is most likely going to be moving from Charlotte elsewhere. I sure was looking forward to having the Underground World News crew come into Charlotte to cover the protest and the like. But wherever it goes, I think the cruise goes. So hopefully we'll all see you there in a couple months. Dabu7, Be Rich, I'm Mike Robertson, Danny. Much love, my boys. Know you out there. Chants coming in now from the protest moving north on Tryon Street, past the Fifth Third Bank Center. Still a beautiful evening here in Charlotte. 78 degrees here in Uptown. Beautiful. It's like a summer night here in Uptown. Gotta love living in the South. Large group of protesters approaching East 6th Street in Tryon, where the historic Dunhill Hotel is. You can check me out on Instagram, Ryan in NC, and see some of my work, my photography. That's where I post a lot of my photography. I got a nice shot here the other night. as I was heading out of the city. Come on over, check me out, give me a follow on Instagram, y'all. You can see the beauty that I see in the world. Heading west into the 4th Ward district, the historical residential 4th Ward. Much love, my girl Polly in the chat, holding things down. Looks like something's going on over here.
Hard! We're going to the park! You can get a little.
So there seems to be a little bit of confusion to where the group wants to go. They're heading the opposite direction now.
It's headquarters because.
Yes. Thank you.
Passing by the Charlotte City Library.
Oh, you're trying to take it to her for a second.
Yo, it's blocked up!
First Ward, we're walking around this way. We still going. We still going. We are still going where y'all going. First Ward, let's go.
So now it seems the group has separated. Lots of confusion going on here amongst everyone. They've got a intersection North Tryon and West 6th Street blocked off to traffic. Seem to be directing traffic themselves. A large group of protesters want to head towards 4th Ward. A large group want to head towards kind of like the Hornets Arena area.
What's up, big guy?
Right. The historic Dunhill Hotel, beautiful place there. Guy must be tripped out watching this go on out here. This here is the Discovery Place. It's a children's museum in Charlotte, Science Museum. And the group is having a hard time settling which direction to go here.
Front and behind. Let's go.
So they've got a group of cars that want to lead the protesters down into the 4th Ward. A lot of other people want to go towards the government center. And they're splitting themselves at Tryon mistakenly.
Hey, it's even. It's even. All right, stay.
All right, so they really need some better organization here if they want to have a large group of people sticking together. It's amazing that they didn't even need the riot police to split this group this time. They did it to themselves. Not sure why part of the group wants to go one way or the other. So it seems a lot of people are starting to move back the other way now. It seems like they had some people on bikes come on down this way and notified some people, no, listen, we gotta go the other way. All right, so this team now is gonna regroup. We're down.
We have to stay on board. Let's go.
So I just walked from Tryon Street to College Street, and the entire block length was full of people, and continuing down the next block towards the light rail are more people that have decided to come back towards Tryon.
Come back this way. We will figure out how to get to the headquarters after this. But please come back this way. We are being gathered.
We have to stay together.
The cars are opening the road. They went that way. Damn. Come on. We gotta stick together.
Nice group.
I'm not
Nice group. Nice group. Nice group. Nice group.
I'm tired of telling anybody any fucking thing. Anybody want to listen? Like I got this. I'm doing everything.
We gotta stay close.
So the group has decided that they're going to reassemble and head into the 4th Ward area. Putting some miles on the feet tonight. A lot of walking, not a lot of running. Not much of a police presence right now with this group of protesters. There's some cruisers north on Tryon Street. You can see blocking traffic from coming into the city that direction, while there is a ton of traffic coming north on Tryon through the center city. So there were members in the group saying they had cars that wanted to lead the protest through the neighborhood here. And so now the group has reassembled all together and are moving west on 6th Street, past the Discovery Center, Discovery Place. So now moving into a more of a residential part of the city. There's a lot of condominium high-rises in uptown Charlotte, so residential, I mean like really old houses, historic neighborhood. It's a very, very nice part of the neighborhood here. We're crossing North Church Street here. Police to the north and to the south.
Keep moving.
A lot of people still coming down from Tryon Street. Ooh, I'm reading a few alerts here I have on my phone. I don't like what I'm seeing coming out of New York City.
Into the last track. They let us there and then ran.
Not all of us to put us in the back of the van. They not.
Did you send me a video that you got me in? Or?
Ryan in NC on YouTube.
Ryan NC?
Ryan in.
NC.
Like we're in.
On YouTube?
Yep.
Alright, thank you.
Right on, man.
Well, we'll cut.
Hey, you need water? You got water right here. On the bike.
We're taking that left instead of this one. The cars are already up there. Oh wait, this street's dark, like the other one. So why are we on this one? It's dark. Okay. Y'all really getting on my fucking nerves today.
Wait a minute. We have an incel.
Okay. This is Carter Renee, live from CNN News. And we're currently moving, y'all. We're moving. We're making moves. We need lights. It's not safe.
And that's what I'm trying to get everybody to realize. You're walking down the street with no lights, that's a setup. There's too many dark alleyways. I work this city, I know this.
Down this way.
Hey, down at the here's theater. We got
Y'all got trash, give it to me. Y'all got trash, give it to me. Y'all got trash, give it to me. Y'all got trash, give it to me.
Slow down. So, group getting followed by the boys in blue on motorcycles. Good group of cars, a dozen strong, coming up behind the group of protesters. Got a couple police cruisers coming up here.
I know you're not.
You gotta remember.
So we got a group of people coming up the street. We got folks here holding a couple cruisers.
Let the cars through! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Let the cars through! Make a hole for them!
And the police are backing up from the intersection.
I think it's really funny that you're
Y'all just trying to fight. Y'all better come on the fuck.
People speeding off. So we got a bunch of cars cruising along the back of the pack here. Looks like they're heading in the direction of Bearden Park, heading south towards the part of the center city.
Let the cars through!
Watch out! Let them get through! They're trying to cut us off right here.
Let the cars cut them off before the cars come. Make way!
Let the cars cut them off. Block the section.
So they're strategizing here, using cars to block the intersections before the police can come in.
Yo, hey, go to the highway.
Oh, here you gonna get bumped. Go to the highway. Go to the highway.
Coming down West Trade Street towards Tryon now. Large group of people amassing outside of Morton's Steakhouse.
They knelt in the intersection for 9 minutes. There was no chant.
I get my drink out of my backpack here. Give me a minute here and give me a refresh. All right, I think something's going on up here. the hell?
Get back! Move! Let's go! Let's go! Get up now! Let's go! Let's go! Come on!
We got protesters come up. Large group of police down South College. Excuse me, North Church. I'm getting confused. We're at Church and Trade Street now. We've got a large group of police coming up behind a group of protesters that got separated from the other group.
Let's move! Come on! All right, tighten it up. Let's go. Let's go.
Y'all need to stay. He was in the back. He throwing shit from the back. He's still running.
And the motorcycle police are moving up behind the group of protesters. Who are moving south on South Church Street. I'm gonna put my camera down for 1 second here, y'all. Give me just 1 second. All right, here we go, back again. And get a snack out here. I'm getting hungry. Got home from work, had some pizza, hit the road into Uptown, and I think I've walked about 30 miles tonight, so I've been burning some calories here, and I need a little snack. We got some sort of weird confrontation going on here. One lone officer here.
Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. She is a distraction. This bitch is not here right now. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Do not throw anything at the cop. Leave her the fuck alone. This bitch is a distraction. Let's keep moving forward.
What? You're good. One lone officer here on the corner of South Church and 4th Street.
Stay safe out here. That's all I can say. You too. Be careful. Thank you.
That's kind of odd to see that. I wonder. How's it going? How you doing?
Pretty good.
You got cutting some concrete?
Oh
Yeah? What kind of concrete you cut?
I was just up here in this building.
Yeah. What kind of tools do you use to cut concrete?
Core drills.
What kind of drills?
Core drills.
Core drills?
Yeah.
What do you put on them?
Bits.
What do you have to use when you're drilling concrete?
Water.
Well, he's not dumb. How you doing? Got a large motorcycle brigade coming down behind the protesters here. So the motorcycle police are advancing ahead while a large bike police regiment comes through. Directing the traffic away from the protesters. They're cutting the cars off from the people that have been driving along with the protesters. Here at Bearden Park, 3rd Street and Church. And the group is moving towards Tryon with their own bicycle brigade that's come in now.
I don't care about y'all's face, so you can turn your light on off. They know why they tear gassed us last night. Yeah, we know why they tear gassed us. Because they were scared. They were scared.
Y'all keep going.
A few people straggling down Church as the rest of the group moves towards Tryon Street.
They are trying to separate us so that they can arrest the stragglers.
Got their own bike patrol guarding the rear end of the protest.
Inside the fucking riot? Is that why y'all are switching up the protocol now?
Is your fucking camera on? Probably fucking not.
He tried to hit her with the bike.
He's not scared of you.
We got to see a video hit a woman with his bike.
Y'all saw him hit me with the bike, right?
Right behind you, brother.
Oh,
It's okay, baby. We got it.
Oh, bitch ass punk.
You are gone.
So that was an interesting little moment there where a couple guys on bikes confronted the police on bikes and blocked off the crowd to advance up towards Tryon. They're using the police's own tactics. Smart, you know, they learn. It doesn't take long to see how both sides work in certain situations. Not much response from the Charlotte Police Department with the protests tonight. They've just been pretty much free to roam around the city. The police seem to be doing more of traffic control than anything, keeping cars away from the protesters. Cars had just joined the group for about 15 minutes and they found an opportunity to separate the cars from the pack of people and moved in quick, did so. There's a large group of people about half a block ahead of me. They're moving east out of the Center City area on 3rd Street, back down towards the government center, the jailhouse. And I am gonna take this chance to eat a couple crackers. Oh, it must be hot as hell wearing a winter coat like that, man. I'd be dying. And there they are. Creeping up the rear.
got different definitions of darkness.
No, I'm not seeing any type of oddly placed bricks of the sort anywhere around here. Mad Jeeper. Just got a chance to look at the chat, saw that question. No, I haven't seen anything like that around here. There are so many buildings under construction in uptown Charlotte right now, they wouldn't need to move in materials like that. There's enough of it already. There's barricades and fences of the like, but there's no pallets of bricks or anything like that on, you know, on the streets around here. Nothing of the sort.
I was like, I feel that.
Take the bus. Take the bus over. But they watch it. It's a try to everybody needs to do this. I'm ready to die for it. You give a sacrifice and shit like that. They tell you this religion, this person has to give a sacrifice to that God, that high king. Y'all gotta wake up, man. Y'all gotta wake up, man. You lost last night. And it's stick. Let's go. Eli, he's on it. Oh, it's everything. So when they see happening for real. When they say don't be
Oh, Sunday night. Come on, Sunday night. When I do the firecracker on Ink and Ike.
bro.
What? I was like, oh shit. That shit was
So the group is moving east on, let's see, what is this? Where are we? It's a one-way, we're walking the wrong direction, so I'm going to say this is 4th Street. We're heading towards South McDowell in the direction of the 277 belt loop. Depending on where this group decides to go, I guess depends on the presence of force. If they continue forward towards 277, I would imagine we'll see the police presence escalate quickly. So the front of the group is directing people to the left. I guess we got Smart people up here trying to keep the group from going forward towards 277 to avoid that confrontation between the police. So I can see the Riot police trucks down on McDowell Street already positioned there for the group to advance. So now we travel north next to the Federal Reserve building. Billions of dollars in cash inside of here. Oh boy, it'd be fun to have a shopping spree in there. At the front of the group here now. As the police advance up behind us on motorcycles, all the Riot police are here. The Riot police have come up behind the group in their trucks. Looked like about 3 of them maybe. Some response from people.
I'm telling y'all right now, the cops coming straight down that street. That's what they're doing.
Crossing over Trade Street at the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Headquarters. You can see patrol holding down there on mountain bikes. Here they come. And the Riot police are behind them, it looks like, coming down the other intersection. Helicopters in the air still. And they are advancing on the stairs of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Headquarters here as the bicycle patrol blocks off the side street around the building and the motorcycle police come in. They're backing off now. The crowd isn't advancing on them, but they're backing up. The crowd is more interested in going in front of the police headquarters right now, it seems. They don't want to have anything to do with coming down this road. But they've got this area defended well. So we've got another confrontation here with it's not so much of a confrontation, but a presence of police with the group of protesters in uptown Charlotte now. So this is taking place in front of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Headquarters. The rest of the crowd's coming in to the intersection here at Trade.
You can't do anything like that.
We stay peaceful, they stay peaceful. Our right is to be peaceful and protest.
This is genocide!
We're about to roast this line up. Hey, we're about to roast this line up.
never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
Fuck 12!
Bitch in the hand! Fuck the police! Fuck the police! You supposed to be, hey, you supposed to be one of the black guys.
All right, we're going to talk some real quick, but remember, sitting up.
Peace!
Peace! Don't get too close. Don't give a reason.
Keep it peaceful! Peaceful!
What do you mean? So it's more important for yours? Put your hand down, put your hand down, put your hand down.
So it's a very heated but respectful exchange between the protesters here and the line of police.
I'm really just recording them and
I don't feel any tension here from the police. They're just holding fast at their position. They're talking with some of the protesters cordially, really. It's no provocation here. It's people voicing their opinions in the crowd, some louder than others.
You already know what time it is. What up? Is it alright if I ask you a question? Alright. The one that's not speaking, you know what they would do.
So some don't mind speaking with some of the protesters, some don't want to speak to them, just stare off. Some of them are a little bit more willing to engage in some conversation.
You know you've done it then. Talk for yourself, you know you've done it. Just admit to it. That's why we're in this fucking problem, because you won't even admit to it. I've never done it.
Then can we please?
You must have missed the day of training where they tell you not to fight.
You never broke up a black person. You never done it. You never profiled anybody or roped up a black person? Roped up a black person. You're lying. You're lying.
can't talk. Everybody thinks you are.
No, because, listen, I've been lied on at this courthouse by a fucking, by Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department. Y'all were liars. That's what y'all do. You're racially profiling. You can look up the statistic. Mathematically, the justice system's racist. If nobody's doing it, where's the math coming from? You don't know, right? You don't know, right?
We ain't here to show down. Come on, let's go.
You turn around and you blame the racism and the profiling on us when you don't do anything.
My man, back up, my man.
I don't grab the people. I just don't pick somebody.
I'm having a conversation. Are you great?
The real question is, I mean, they brothers died.
Come on, guys, we need to be over there. We need to be over there. Let's go.
He having a conversation.
So,
They don't feel threat.
where does the math come from? Because statistically, the whole justice system is racist. But every cop is like, I've never seen it before. I've never done it before. But where does it come from then? Everybody, y'all never seen it happen before. But you can just look at the math. You know what happens. The majority of the inmates in here are black. Why is that? Why is that? It's always petty drug charges. These white people out here smoke more weed than anybody. I know, because I buy it from them. We know how it works. You know what I'm saying? But that's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. Y'all only profile us. And you act like we're the fucking problem. You act like you're scared of us. We know you have a horrible history. But you're mad at us because you have that fucking hate in your heart. Your ancestors had that hate in your heart. You're still mad at us for some reason. We didn't do anything to you, but you beat us. And you're jealous. For no fucking reason. And you come out here in mass, in uniform, looking like fucking Nazis against us, against the people.
One of y'all wiped out earlier. I got the footage. It's awesome.
Your brother ain't died. Your brother ain't died for nobody get shot by police. You know what I'm saying? How many of your brothers got shot by police and died? How many of your dads got shot by police and died? How many of your granddads? How many of your sons? Can you relate? Exactly, and that's why y'all not saying that. And that's why it's majority white people. Because that shit happened to us. That shit happens to us every day. And I done seen that shit. People I done graduated with done died already. And they all fucking black. They all fucking black. It's not just 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. It's hundreds of them. It's thousands of them. And it's always fucking us. When we drove past that that jailhouse earlier, everybody banging on the window. It's straight black people. It's straight black people. All we see is black people. It's black people. It's us. And that shit been having us for 400 years, man. It's been 400 years. And it's not, I don't feel like we over-exaggerate. I don't feel like we over-exaggerate because y'all might say, it's okay, y'all might say y'all gonna change some shit, and the next shit, the same shit gonna happen. The same shit gonna happen. It's repetitive. It's repetitive. It's not like, it would be different every process. It's a group. It's a movement.
Think about church all the time. Speak on that bullshit. This ain't about one person, bro. It's about the people, man. Come on.
What did she do?
This bitch tight as fuck.
This shit every night, not just when you feel like it. We gotta come out here every night. Be consistent.
So most of the people have moved over here to the front steps of the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Headquarters. A little confrontation time there as the group approached the building. This is the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Headquarters. Still a good size of people gathered here together. It's definitely diminished in size since the beginning. I'd say there's probably about 150 to 200 people here now, whereas before we had a good 500 plus strong. That's right, Polly. 100%, baby. Just happened to see your comment in there. What's happening, y'all? We're here at the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Headquarters in Uptown Charlotte. Thanks for joining me tonight. This is Ryan in North Carolina. Reporting the ruckus from within the city here. It's been a pretty mellow night tonight compared to the previous nights. Had a couple confrontations with police lines. One or two instances where we had some crowd diversionary tactics deployed on us. But it's been a pretty mellow evening tonight. There's a lot of people in the crowd trying to keep any type of confrontation with the police from happening. They're trying to keep it as peaceful as a protest as they can. There were a few instances where people were throwing bottles of water and fireworks at the police. And those situations blew up pretty quick. Seems like they're trying to get some organization here to move on again. Saturday night, the protests, I believe that was the first night of protests, and that was outside of the city. That was up on Brookshire Boulevard, I believe. Was that one of the other police stations? The majority of the damage done to the city was done Sunday night and Monday night, where the protests got pretty violent, breaking windows throughout Center City. Last night was a major incident where the protesters were corralled into a certain part of 4th Street and fired on from above with pepper spray, pepper bullets, CS gas canisters, black balls, flashbangs. It was quite the scene. They have video of it from one of the local news stations from the helicopter. And the Mecklenburg Police Department is under investigation for that incident because they fired from above. It was pretty much an ambush from the way it seemed. They pushed the crowd up into a certain area and then blocked them off, and they had nowhere to go. And there were guys on 2nd floors and 3rd floors, parking garages shooting down from above. So it seems like it was something that was orchestrated and planned to do to the protesters. It dispersed the crowd, that's for sure. It happened right before I got here last night, and a crowd of over 500 was diminished to a few groups throughout the city that never really had the strength to regather. We got dirt bike guys coming into the crowd here now, blocking these cars from coming into the protest area. As the protest moves on, they're not letting the cars go along with them. Still have some confrontations going on over here with the bicycle police line. Got a couple officers over here who are willing to speak with some of the protesters.
Like I said, those are rumors. And we'd be having different conversations right now. We get bikes going downtown all the time. So that's like right. You ever think about going to work, like fixing bikes? Is that something you want to do for money, or you got a hustle you're working on, or what?
I'd rather do small engine work.
Small engines? Yeah, I heard you go to those for it. Is that kind of your thing?
This one officer here has been very cordial with any protester that approaches him tonight. He's been heavy in conversation the whole time he's been on this line right now. Right.
By doing it?
Yeah, I'm looking
at the video. They're talking about dirt bikes. You might want to look at it. Might cost you a little money up front.
So we've got the intersection blocked off here, preventing any type of traffic, accompanying the group of protesters who have moved south on Davidson Street from Trade Street. A lot of smiles from the officers when I make eye contact with them. They can't see my face because I'm wearing a mask, but they can see my eyes. And they can see when I look at them, and I get a lot of smiles from them and nods. Very cordial. Not nearly as aggressive as the last few nights were. All right, so we're gonna go meet up with the crew that has moved. Let's see, where did they go? They're moving towards Romeo Bearden Park, looks like.
here live, bro?
I got 507 right now, but I'm getting mirrored by people that I got a lot.
You see me out here wheeling?
Yeah, dude, you've been out here all night wheeling.
Tell them to go follow me on Instagram. Y'all go follow me, Makai with the Fans, MAKAHIWITDAFANZ. Makai with the Fans, y'all go check me out.
It's a lot of people on your live. What's a lot?
Right here in mine, I've got 512 now, but I got people mirroring me.
512. There's some young people. Hey, y'all add me on Instagram. WV6Ls, WVLLLLY_ Willie. You know what I'm saying? Add me.
Self-promotion.
6L.
Self-promotion. So we're moving down towards the government center here. Give me a second. I need to light up a smoke. I know it's a bad habit. Everybody's got one. Still being monitored by the police, Mecklenburg chopper up above. They haven't been shining the light down on us, leaving everybody alone.
People on there watching that shit. That's Instagram?
No, this is YouTube right now, live.
Oh, we on YouTube. No wonder you got so many motherfuckers be on YouTube.
Want to give a shout out to Dabu7 out there on D-Live mirroring. Appreciate it, buddy. Once again, I wish you could have been out here on the streets with me. One of these days, buddy. We'll all get together. RNC. I see you, RNC. So we've come to the intersection of South Alexander and East 4th Street. Friendly folks in the crowd here tonight.
And now women is the God.
Richard went down there.
The groups diminished quite a bit. Good 150, 200 people now hanging out. Got some music coming from one of the cars here. Everybody else likes hanging out and dancing to a little bit of music. People are smoking weed everywhere, every night. If it doesn't smell like pepper spray, it smells like ganja. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Thanks for coming in. Don't forget to head on over, grab some, I think we got some hors d'oeuvres and some drinks left still next to the thumbs up, so you gotta go over there and smash that and grab a couple finger sandwiches. Look at those shoes. Got the bling on the shoe, man. It's like, if you click them 3 times together, where do we go? That's right. Right on, right on. Those are some fancy shoes. I want some of those. Oh, yeah. So we're back down at the care station where they got bottles of water, stacks, first aid over here. This is located directly outside of the Sheriff's Department. There was an incident earlier tonight where they ripped down a couple flags, American flag, North Carolina state flag, and the City of Charlotte flag. was quite the scene. If you weren't here watching it live, you'll have to come back and watch the replay. As it usually goes here with the protests in Charlotte, brief moments of pure terror, excitement, adrenaline, with longer gaps of walking and protesting, people hanging out now, partying. It's like a street party now. Street party at the Care Zone. Well, so we've got Riot police forming a line down at McDowell Street. That white truck down there has got about a dozen Riot police in the back. So, and I can see now all of the bicycle police are coming up and forming a line in anticipation of the protest coming down towards 277. They're beginning to shine their lights up in this direction to give the protesters a signal that they're down there.
That's like literally the only thing we're asking of y'all. Don't throw stuff. Oh, me. I thought you was about to say something. No. Talk back. I got a trash can. Okay, y'all, please stop throwing shit. Now, I know some of y'all are getting nervous because y'all can't down there.
I got trash.
Got a guy coming around. He's been with the group the whole time here, picking up garbage, making sure nobody's dropping shit on the streets, keeping the city clean.
Hey, you got trash, give it to me. If you got trash, give it to me. You got trash, give it to me.
Y'all be careful. All the time. I'm always careful. Even when I ain't careful, I'm still careful. You know what? God got me. Ain't got their ass. They free for themselves, goddamn.
Some of y'all get nervous because y'all see them down at the end of the street. But we are not trying to get on the highway. That is not the mission right now. So we shouldn't have anything to worry about because that's why they're in damage. They think we're trying to get on the highway.
Exactly.
If we all sit together and nobody runs away, we should be fine.
Where we going next? You like to take a left or a right? Whoever got the gas and do some.
We are not saying where we're going. We have repeated this.
I heard it.
All right. We are peaceful. It's not about nothing. Don't even talk to these motherfuckers. They want to do something to us because we're not paying attention to attention. Don't even talk to them. Fuck them. Whatever. Like, let's go. Fuck this. I'm tired.
Turn the music back up. Fuck it. Y'all be careful. We always careful.
Look at this dumb shit.
God got us. I don't know about y'all, goddamn, but God got us. They can't be swearing.
Police presence still holding up the block at South McDowell and 4th Street. I'm not sure what is going on. I think somebody may have just gotten out of, I don't know, so it looked like somebody came out of the building. And they all started to cheer. So, I don't know what just happened.
I'm still proud of you. Hey, turn up! Hey, you want to turn up? Throw your ass, nigga!
It's stressing me like that, man. Since we gonna stand still all day.
Are y'all ready now?
All kinds of stuff in here. They got all kinds of stuff in here.
Sorry. You good?
Snickers.
Alright, we need to get something and go.
Yep, yeah, no good. Yeah, good. All kinds of good stuff in here. Oh, and GMO. There you go, you got your fruit.
Special design. Right, bro. Yeah, he rolled. Homeboys do that. Oh, I thought I got shot.
We didn't really pick it. So they
Sorry.
This would be an amazing sight.
Yes.
For any of y'all there that want to donate to anybody that got arrested here in the protests in Charlotte, we're setting off fireworks here now.
I tried. The only place that I could find one today was an Army surplus store, and it was like $59. They're claiming that they're real.
We got a good-sized group of people heading down towards McDowell Street. I'm gonna catch up with them.
They're going to try to cut us off from the group, so we need to go. See, there they go. They were trying to get us on.
So a group of protesters just headed north on McDowell Street, followed by some patrol on motorcycle. And all they did was head up to block the next block for traffic. Still have a line down here blocking the direction towards 277. Uh-oh. They just headed down towards 277. So we got a group that wants to go towards 277 and a group that says hell no. Because they know what is expected when you go in that direction. But they're adamant on heading that way, and they're going to get met by a force.
Come on!
All right. I'm done with my chocolate break. So we got a group of protesters approaching. A group of motorcycle police are setting up a barricade now.
If you are scared, please go ahead. Yo, hold up. You guys! We have the good in mind. Y'all are making it hard to keep the goal.
Come this way!
Now the motorcycle brigade has retreated down the street towards Central Piedmont Community College. People are saying if you're scared, go home. And they want to march forward. So again, we have disorganization in the group. People trying to lead. People wanting to do their own things. There's a motorcycle brigade coming up on the other side of this group now.
Go home! If you're scared, 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 go home! Police in Cleveland!
All right, y'all. I gotta grab a battery out of my pack here. I'm getting low on my phone here. Give me a second, folks.
Keep it moving. Come on, Brad. They can't stop one of us. Let's go. Let them stay. Let them stay. Don't worry about them. Let them stay. Keep moving. We're going to Elizabeth. We're going to fucking Elizabeth. Over this way. Yeah, which way you want to be on? I want to be with the action on that. Right. Come in. Come in. You want to see, right? Stupid!
All right, battery pack put onto the cell phone so we can keep going. Got down to 5% there. In the direction of Central Piedmont Community College. They're going under the bridge of 277 right now, walking towards a group of dirt bike police who don't seem to be concerned about them hopping these fences right here and going up onto 277. It seemed to be the intent of a few of the protesters to take over 277, but there was a lot of resistance from within the group. The majority of the people, it seems, wants to remain peaceful, not cause any type of confrontation with the police. So now, what are we doing here? Somebody's up on the bridge. Wow, 220 in chat, 35,000 on D-Live.
Nice. What do you have right now? That's incredible. Where are you on, YouTube or Facebook?
I'm on YouTube.
YouTube? What's the name?
Ryan and NC, like Ryan in North Carolina.
Awesome. I'll check you out.
Right on. Thanks, man. Check out Underground World News on DLive, W7 as well.
Underground World News?
Yep.
Awesome. I'll check that out too. Appreciate you. Is that a normal bus?
Got a bus approaching us. Seems to be a normal city bus with passengers on it. We're coming into the Central Piedmont Community College area here. Got a group of about a dozen dirt bike police ahead of us, and then there's a black SUV with a siren on for no reason. So now the police are escorting the protest towards Catholic Medical Center, I believe is the hospital up here. This is a area of town called Elizabeth, where the community college lays. A lot of construction going on here at this college, tearing down old buildings and rebuilding new ones.
I appreciate
So,
every single one of y'all marching
as
with
everybody
us.
can see, as we're walking through almost every single street in the city, there's no pallets of bricks placed anywhere here.
Must let them hear us. We are the voice. We are the people.
It doesn't seem like any real out of place agitation has been present in Charlotte. It seems mostly like a grassroots movement here of local people out voicing their opinions on what happened here in the system that everyone's living under. You can see we're heading out of the city here. High rises behind everyone. Still being monitored by the Charlotte police helicopter. Small group of protesters, very mellow, quiet.
Thank y'all for being brave out here together. Like, thank y'all, for real. We outside.
Even though the group split up, you guys are holding strong, and we really appreciate that.
Look like, are they far down there? I'm not sure. Okay, y'all, take a seat on the stairs.
Let the crowd catch up. Let the crowd catch up.
They see the units, they're going to catch the crowd. They ain't cars. They're cars and trucks, so they're going to catch them.
Got a nice breeze blowing out here, keeping us cool. One good thing about being in this part of town is there isn't any pepper balls all over the ground, so we don't have to breathe in the previous night's pepper powder. It's still pretty hard to breathe in a lot of the areas in the city when the wind blows that stuff, gets up in your lungs and your eyes.
We're almost there, just the top of the hill, just the top of the hill.
So I imagine they're just going to be allowed to walk around the city tonight and full access. The police aren't giving them any type of issues other than when they get close to the 277 belt loop. That seems to be a fiercely guarded area of theirs. Anytime they approach there's a strong force. But other than that, well, that's a big cockroach. Jeez Louise, God, that's a big one. Woo! You could cook that thing and eat it. Anyway, so I guess they'll probably just keep marching through the night. Let's see, what time is it? 2 o'clock in the morning here in Charlotte. And we're just gonna keep on doing this nightly until things change, right? Things don't change, then the people keep on fighting the system. It's an oppressive system that makes us all slaves. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. We're all slaves under the oppressive system that runs this entire world. Not our country, the entire world. And it's unfortunate that it takes events like we've seen recently that gets the masses of people out and about speaking up. Nothing ever seen like this before in our country, let alone the world. The entire world is doing this right now. Here in Charlotte, it seems to be a lot more mellow than in other cities around the United States and the world. I was able to see a couple updates on my phone of things that were going on up in New York tonight, and in comparison, this is a tea party here. So it's nice to have the opportunity to come out here and document what's happening in the Queen City. I've lived here for almost 12 years now. And I covered the Keith Scott protests 3 years ago, 4 nights straight. You can go back and look at my YouTube and see those. They're still on there. And we're just going to keep doing this in the Queen City until something changes. I appreciate each and every one of you coming out tonight, supporting the people here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I appreciate Dabu7 over on D-Live mirroring me. We're getting a lot of views, making sure people see the truth of what's going on, unfiltered, unedited, not like the mainstream media, the lamestream media forces into people's brains. It instills fear. That's why we do this. That's why we come out on the streets to document important events like this. Hey guys, with Underground World News, Dabu7, Be Rich, I'm Mike Robertson. Always out there hitting important events on the streets, doing what our media is supposed to do and has been incapable of doing our entire lives. So we press on. The fight for freedom never ends under a tyrannical, oppressive system. I want to sign out for now. We'll be back tomorrow night to cover another night of protests in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you everybody for being with us. going over and hit that thumbs up before you head out. We'll see you tomorrow. Much love, Ryan in North Carolina.